It's time for a MotoGP melee in Misano. For the first time in the modern era, 4 Yamahas lock out the top 4 on the grid. 2014. Vinales, Morbidelli and Quartararo, that is your front row. Interesting though, Maverick Vinales, the only man in the field, and on the 2 Pramac Ducatis, Miller and Bagnaia going from row 2 as well. The 2 Suzukis as well, they pose a threat from row 3 in the hands of Rins.
Initiate the launch control systems, those ride height adjusters, and they're all on exactly the same.
And Rossi both made.
On the exit there at turn 16, Morbidelli struggled a bit, but he will just about hold on to that lead because any ground at all, he stays in 9th. Rossi's eager here, he's really keen to get through on Franco Morbidelli.
Maverick Vinales in 4th spot, and Morbidelli and Rossi are starting to make a bit of a break ahead of Jack Miller in 3rd place on the Pramac. To outbreak Rossi in Misano at turn 8, you're going some. Credit to Franco Morbidelli there.
Yeah, great drive Rossi gets out of it, also trying to keep Alex Rins at bay.
Yeah, the 2 Suzukis are starting to look seriously threatening, aren't they? Rins 6th place, Mir
15th place.
Yeah, Binder started 16th, he's still in 16th place at the moment. Thought Rins was going to fire it up the inside of Quartararo and Maverick at the moment. Vinales is still waiting probably for that hard rear tyre to properly come in.
Second lap of the race then, Vinales. There is the Suzuki of Juan Mir. He's got a bit of space between himself.
On the threat there at top of your pitch from Johan Zarco. Was Zarco going through under Vizioso into turn number 4? Didn't quite make it through, did he? The Ducati ride height device to get that lower that rear end and get the drive grip coming out of turn 6. What a great shot that was. You could see Ferrari might just be attacking Maverick Vinales there. It was getting very, very close. Couldn't find a way through, but Quartararo definitely showed Vinales his front arm
at turn 14. Both at the front ends wobbling around, although the Yamaha copes with the bumps better than most. Surely Fabio Quartararo's going to
just see Morbidelli and Rossi eking away at the front. Morbidelli a 1:33.337 last time around. That's just about back, not close enough. Vinales gets great grip out of turn 16. Miller's the fastest man on circuit right now at 33.14.
Yeah, this is good from Jack Miller, really good. No one expected this, he's not had the pace all weekend. Now then, out of turn 6 we go, and into turn 6 once more, still as you were. Morbidelli, who hasn't led a race now since Brno, of course, where he went on to finish 2nd.
Morbidelli and Rossi, they overworked their tyres more than Vinales and Quartararo. So how will that work? There's well wide there,
really wide.
Turn 11.
So you've got to watch that. You've got to watch that track limits. Speaking of
with his teammate Alex Rins. Not a lot of difference between the two of them in terms of lap times, but Rins has opened up an advantage of 7-10 on.
He probably, oh, there goes the move then for Fabio Quartararo.
Properly nerfed him out of the way, picked him up big style there, didn't he?
He has the inside lap
that will chafe for Maverick Vinales, his future teammate coming on through. And of course, Maverick Vinales really needs to finish ahead of Fabio Quartararo. Half a second quicker he was of Juan Mir ahead of him.
Yeah, he's catching.
Oh, no! He's gone down! Quartararo's bailed out!
The World Championship leader! 20 MotoGP script.
Andrea Dovizioso's 9th. He could be leading the World Championship at the end of this race. That is for his victory hopes gone, his podium hopes gone, potentially his point scoring hopes have gone.
Well, look what it's done as well to the gap.
Can you believe this World Championship leader?
Well,
astonishing. Well, and Rossi, look at Rossi, he's only 10 points down. This is incredible time really this season.
And Bagnaia's charging. It's incredible. Here comes Rins up the inside of Maverick Vinales as well. He's shaking his head, Maverick. This is a
different race. He's done 32.7. He was 6/10 quicker than Mir ahead of him. What about Vinales? Vinales a third backfiring right now for Maverick.
Around the outside, Pecco Bagnaia around the outside of Juan Mir, no way.
Loving this, Vinales through turn 10.
Bagnaia's going to make light work of this. He's going to carve through past Juan Mir.
Long way to go, 19 laps to go, but he can sniff the podium already.
In the meantime,
he's wide, but a little bit wide there, wasn't he?
Still the same, Bagnaia, the fastest man on circuit. Well, he certainly was on the last lap, he might not be on this one. Now, Maverick Vinales is a bit shaky.
Fabio Quartararo dumping it right in front of him, just unnerved him a little bit as well. That's Mir
wide from Mir.
Hot. And that's allowed Bagnaia through.
Plan A was to get out front and bolt. It went wrong from the moment the lights went out.
Interesting, you can see with that clear track ahead of him, Pecco Bagnaia, on the previous lap, as they engaged that rear ride height device, Mir was almost close to tagging Vinales there, wasn't he, in the first corner. You cannot...
Alex Rins said yesterday, the only man I fear is Fabio Quartararo, who's now out of the race, and this is gone straight through. Like he was not going to have a top 6 since those 2 maximum 50-point haul at the start of the season. Who would have thought that was going to happen? A race winner. I mean, look at the names in the top. We're going to have another new race winner in MotoGP for 2020, whatever happens here.
32.851. Yeah, Alex Rins was a mile quicker than the 3 men ahead of him. A mile quicker.
Half we go. Morbidelli from Rossi. Jack Miller in 3rd. Jack Dovi himself
Was there a bit of a mistake from Valentino Rossi there? He just lost half a tenth maybe into turn 8. Here Rada right now, but he will be so upset. Let's get a replay of the crash from Quattararo. And wide as well.
It was very, very nervous, very, very twitchy, wasn't it? Look at that head in hands. Wilco Zeelenberg. Johan Stigler. Yeah, he was taken out, wasn't he, by Petrucci on the first lap in Phillip Island. I can't remember the last time he bailed out of his own accord. Oh, Jack Miller's had a track limits warning, so he's got to be careful. A couple more indiscretions like that, and Miller's going to have to come through the long lap, and that would really...
Well, it just happens too often on a Sunday, I'm afraid. It does seem that track conditions change after Moto.
Fishing praise on Yamaha for locking out that top 4, but of those 4 men, the 2 least likely clans...
Yeah, exactly. If you'd have asked me to put a bet on this morning, I'd have lost my house a number of times over. This is fascinating, teammate as well.
And Rins is now going to start posing a real serious problem. This is going to be fascinating, with clear track of having a look up the inside of Jack Miller into turn 4, which has proven so costly for Fabio Quattararo today, losing the world champ.
Is Miller just starting to find it hard going tyre-wise as he sees his teammate go through?
Oh, what a performance this has been. He was the top Ducati, wasn't he, in that Andalusian Grand Prix when that cruel mechanical put him finish in MotoGP.
Well, I'll tell you what, if he manages to get past Alex Rins, there'll be some VR46 Academy party tonight. So then, we are at the halfway point of this MotoGP race in Misano.
First time, Steve, that Fdelli ahead of him, and Rossi's got bigger problems as well, coming in the shape of Rins and Bagnaia.
And to Alex Rins. Fastest rider, actually, was Juan Mir, number 36, at 33 flat.
And that lap time mullered Miller because he was 1.4 seconds ahead of the Aussie, or clear of the Aussie on that lap, so he's going to be
in 8th place. And Nakagami's found some speed. He's up into 9th, and he's lapping.
Chris still going to be potentially leading the MotoGP World Championship. How many more twists and... we've still got 13 laps to go. Look how quickly Rins and Bagnaia have dispensed with the
keep any consistency in MotoGP in 2020 at all. So far, after 5 races, nobody has got...
In Jerez, when he took his only podium of the season so far, he's going to have to do a lot of defensive work over these last 9 laps or so.
Last the distance. Can Rossi keep them at bay?
Rossi's probably glad, though, that he did drop...
Well, the championship leader will retire, and he can't believe it's that all weekend.
Not a top 6 in the last 4 after such a record-breaking start.
Mistake there from there on him.
He's really struggling, I think, at the moment. Not struggling, certainly struggling in terms of pace of Rins and Bagnaia. Rossi's in 2020.
Trying to keep Rins and Bagnaia behind you for 8 laps is a job like no other.
Yeah.
Rins on the Suzuki, breaking into turn 4. Be hard to get.
These are points that are priceless for Rossi, Steve, in terms of championship. He will not want to lose this podium.
Here comes Rins. He's got company in the shape of Pecco Bagnaia as well.
Quattararo's actually come into bits now. He's rejoined the race
to make up some time on Valentino Rossi, and here comes Pecco Bagnaia at the inside of Rins. That was brilliant from the Pramac Ducati rider
Cavone. That was bold and brilliant by the Italian. And now, someone's gone.
It's more, but it's Quattararo. Goodness me, I thought it was more.
Do you know what? I thought the same. Well, Fabio Quattararo. Anyway, Rossi still standing firm despite the immense pressure being piled up.
Turn 6, he's cruising, isn't he? Practically. And it's going to be cold.
Fabio Quattararo. It's going to be mixed emotions post-race for the Petronas Yamaha SRT team, because
made light work of Rins last time round, and he's having a look here up the inside of Valentino Rossi, his boss as well. We've got the 2 Bagnaia doing right now then. So can Rossi cling on to a home podium, a milestone 200th Premier Class podium? Because did not see this one coming. Incredible stories. Rossi then has got he wants to make it stick. I just want to point out as well, at this stage, with 6 laps to go, Juan Mir is closing on
Grand Prix already this season if Franco Mordelli gets the job done.
Rins has been told to switch to mapping 3.
I credit to him on what's been a very bumpy and rocky road on this new Misano surface.
I mean, we could still have 2 Suzukis on the podium as yet. Sectors, Bagnaia's lead over Rossi shrinks once more. Through we go.
Yeah, they're running out of time here to try and get through on the Italians ahead of them. Bagnaia, what a resolute race he's ridden so far. His own Franco Morbidelli.
Yeah, the 25-year-old Roman who was moved over to Tavuglia to work with Valentino
for him in the 2 Austrian Grand Prix after a brilliant first podium in Brno. And what a response this has been from Franco Morbidelli.
Just at this moment, Dovi has gone through on Miller. Dovi's up to 7th place.
Just when we were saying Jack's got Dovi the Grand Prix, and again Alex Rins cannot get through on Rossi. Rossi in turn trying to find a way through on Pecco Bagnaia. PB lap. What rhythm Vinales has got at this stage of the race?
Mia's gone through on Rins, sorry Matt.
And that could be it.
That could be done. Now then, Rossi, Rossi!
Did Mia make a mistake in that final, Rins make a mistake in that final sector?
Morbidelli is dropping pace.
It's not a mere formality that Rossi's going to get that 200 podium because it's Mia right behind him. Is he going to be close?
You have to believe that turn 14 is where Rossi's now got to...
Here comes Mia!
He's going for it! They're almost touching!
Oh, what a move, Pete! Up the inside, there was hardly any room to make that move. Bravo, Juan Mia!
Rossi's now going to throw the kitchen sink at it. He's wide though. It's all gone wrong.
Mia ran the super tight line. Is there going to be late heartache here for Rossi?
Morbidelli comes across the line and he's done it. It's Samba time for Franco Morbidelli, who has finally take a bow. With a broken leg, he's second.
2020 MotoGP, we love you. Gutted, devastated down in the VR46 side of the factory Yamaha garage. He did everything he could. Got 4 corners later, bang, straight through.
This is just so lovely to see. It's a shame for Rossi that it's 2 lads and the master.
I think Pecco Bagnaia as well as just asked the boss, did you get on the podium, mate? He went, no.
How well that Suzuki turns.
Rossi will be full respect for that move by Mia. Alex Rins ran out of stick. Zeelenberg.
Yeah, Wilco, give us a word. I mean, mixed emotions with Fabio, but what a ride from...
Well, the other one made a mistake, and you know, that's the situation at the moment. But I think last year you could see clearly that he had the pace. He kept behind Maverick a little bit too long. It's you know your home race. You win that one. It's, you know, you go over the moon, and he did it. You know.
Big deal with the issue of racism in the world. I wanted to hug the 2020 year. Well, the 2020 year has just hugged you back, Franco. Their legend, how he spoke yesterday, has now got his hands on a winner's trophy. And look at the Moto.
Andrea Dovizioso, having finished 7th in that race, is now leading the MotoGP World Championship. There were 23 points covering the top 9 riders in this World Championship. I'm so glad that we get to come to Delhi. Now we've had 4 first-time winners this season for just the 6th time. We're going to talk very shortly to a jubilant, very, very happy Pramac Ducati team boss Francesco Guidotti.
Brilliant. Awesome. What an overtaking move. This is so brave. He's so committed to that. There's no looking back. That could have been a
place then for Valentino Rossi. Yeah, that's how close it was. Oh dear. So
is some story. Some of the bitter disappointments and heartache that Franco Morbidelli has gone through.